revealed no trauma or overt injury on the bones that they were able to find, but they did have a skull, I will say that. It appeared that he was just dead with no cause. He did have some small bite marks on his bones, but Douglas Updike, who was also with the California Department of Fish and Game, said that they were most likely made by scavengers post-death, likely like coyotes or something smaller. Yeah. But at the same time, police are like, no, it was a mountain lion. Like they're kind of just settling on that. Other experts were disagreeing with the police, saying that there's no evidence to prove that it was a mountain. Like you can't just say it was a mountain lion when the evidence doesn't point to that. Douglas said that when mountain lions attack, quote, and this is a little graphic on a mountain lion attack, but quote, they typically jump on the prey's back and they hold on with their claws while biting the base of the skull. These are full strength bites that typically leave marks or punctures through the skull or crush part of the vertebrae. So that's his quote on mountain lion attack. This did not match the autopsy of David. Like this was not the case at all, especially with his skull.
Michael Peterson's next wife who falls down the stairs, he's going to say it was a mountain lion.
It was a mountain lion.
Yeah.
Jim Banks and Jeff Rosden, also both forensic experts with the California Department of Fish and Game, which I didn't know that departments of Fish and Game had forensic experts.
I didn't either, but New Job called it.
Yeah. No, I don't like game. I don't like fish and games.
I don't like game.
They do not believe that the injuries on David's skull and backbone point to a lion attack.
Well, no, not if they crush, they bite into it. No, I agree with that.
It didn't fit the typical attack.
Yeah.
Jim Banks said that all of the puncture wounds on the skull were small and from the inside out, meaning they were post-decomposition, likely by scavengers.
Yeah.
Because you obviously can't bite from the inside out when...
No.
Yeah. All three men say the evidence is too sketchy at the very least to say what killed David. They don't agree. Still, cops continue to say that it was a mountain lion, even though the physical evidence didn't point to that. And no one's saying like it's definitely not a mountain lion, but they're saying like you can't just say that when the evidence doesn't point. But police are like, yeah, we can.
We do what we want.
And not only that, no one heard David scream. No one heard a sound. No one heard anything.
You would have heard something.
When you're less than 50 yards away, if a mountain lion comes down, I don't think if a mountain lion comes down and snatches up a child, a 9-year-old boy, he's not like a 3-year-old toddler, you're going to hear something.
You still would hear, because it would be painful. So you still would hear the child scream out when it was pounced on. Pain is pain, and they're going to holler or cry.
Yeah. So even though his family was 50 yards away and started searching within like a minute. One article said his family didn't start searching for 40 minutes, but that was only in one, and I think they're liars. The article's a liar.
Yeah, probably.
Not only that, there were no drag marks, no blood. Like I said, when his parents got to the car, it looked like he had just been taken by a UFO and disappeared out of thin air.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I did see 2 articles that kind of talked about how the cops were very flippant about the case and even hostile when approached by journalists. They were very vague in their replies. I don't think that this means they're hiding anything, but apparently other journalists talked about this. It's apparently a pattern that happens in natural park. Oh my God, I cannot talk today. A lot of journalists, when I was reading these articles, said that it's kind of normal or common. It's like a pattern that cops have a hard time dealing with cases in national parks and national forests. Like you were saying, they're not always sure who has jurisdiction. So it's not a great.
Yeah. It's not a good fit. And plus police, that doesn't mean they're like wilderness experts. It's just. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's estimated, and this is crazy, that between 1,000 and 2,000 people go missing in national parks every year, but it's not even something that's tracked. There's no database. Like that's why they don't know. That's 1,000-person difference. You don't know if it's 1,000 people or 2,000 people.
No, we don't know.
You don't know if it's 1 or 1 plus 999.
Nope. No tracking.
Ugh. Police did, and I will say, and this came out in another article later, police came out and made a statement, and they were clear that they tracked down known sexual predators in the area, which is Big Bear, California, but that didn't lead anywhere. So they were like, no, we looked.
We already looked. I don't know what to tell you. We don't know.
The truck that sped off after David went missing was never found. At first it wasn't looked into, but then it's too late. And granted, I don't know. His parents were the only people who at least came forward and said they saw it. Theories are divided. Really, the two theories are he was killed by a mountain lion or abducted by a human, and then that brings into different theories. Was he abducted
and brought back
and kept there? Was he taken away? How long was he kept alive?
You would have heard him scream within a mile.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. His parents believe he was abducted, and I kind of lean towards that. I just listening to like cops. I mean, I don't want to distrust the cops in this case because a lot of times they don't tell you what investigating they do. They might have gone and knocked on everyone's doors and maybe that's just not reported. Who knows? But when so many, at least 3 forensic wildlife experts come forward and say, and they physically looked at the bones and looked at the autopsy. And when they say, yeah, this skull doesn't look like a skull attacked by a mountain lion, I feel like I tend to lean on that side.
The expert. You're like, okay, the expert said that it's not this.
Because I feel like it's an easy open and close when you're like, hey, it's tragic, but we think a mountain lion got him. I don't know. I don't really believe that. I think something more sinister happened to him. What's your theory?
This isn't my theory, but did they ever look into the parents? Or was it not reported?
I imagine. I mean, I have to imagine they did, but it was not
reported.
None of the articles were the parents a suspect.
Okay. Well, I was just curious about that. Second, this has so many vibes of Missing 411. I don't know if it's a conspiracy theory. It's just a series of strange data.
Missing 411. Actually, no, I'm glad you brought that up because Missing 411 popped up, but I didn't know what it was. So tell me.
Missing 411. I told a case where Missing 411 is a big theory, and that was the case of, we forget names all the time. It was the man who came down all the way from like Michigan or wherever it was to Arizona within 24 hours, and then they searched the whole area. He wasn't there, and then all of a sudden he was mummified there. So Missing 411 is the theory. There's a series of data of tons and tons of people who go missing. It's almost always in natural areas, and it's almost always near large bodies of water. It's almost always white men or children. Not always, but like that's what the data shows in this situation.
Oh, well, yeah. David Gonzalez was not white. He was Hispanic. But
oh, okay. Well, it's almost always for Missing 411 white, but it's not always. And what happens is somebody goes missing near a large body of water, like within a certain miles of proximity. And then they just vanish like that. They say there's no trace of anything. We don't know what happened. They search the area, search dogs, smell nothing. There's nothing there, blah, blah. And then anywhere from a month to a few years later, they find the body in an area they already searched. That's the whole idea of Missing 411. There's all these little nitty gritty things, like oftentimes they're not wearing shoes. Oftentimes they're suddenly nude, but there's no clothes anywhere. Sometimes they're completely pristine, no dirt, no wounds, no injuries, but they're found dead somewhere in an area that was already searched. It's just this series of data. There's tons of books on it. Apparently, they just released a movie about it.
So is there a theory or it's just this weird data?
Okay. The guy who started like the idea of Missing 411 started investigating, like, because kind of like we do with the podcast, he just started looking into cases.
And finding a pattern.
And he was like, what the fuck is happening? These are all the same. He's written tons of books. I've read 2 of them. They're fascinating. I will put his name in the show notes because I don't remember what it is right now. But it's fascinating. If you want to look at it, he doesn't offer any theory for what's happening. He just says, literally, the books are case reports. You just read the cases and they all like have to do with each other. It's very weird. This sounds like a Missing 411 to me.
Yeah.
But I'm like, is it aliens? Is it this? Is it other dimensions? Like,
yeah. And I mean, obviously my theory could be wrong and the experts could be wrong. And maybe a mountain lion did take him. I just have a really hard time.
He would have screamed.
Believing.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There would have been blood where he was snatched.
Yeah. Something just doesn't, that's why this case stuck with me, is like something doesn't add up, but like I can't put the pieces together.
The truck speeding off also doesn't necessarily add up because he was found near the campsite, like a mile away. Now, maybe it was someone who was camping.
But that's
over
what
there.
I wonder. Did they snatch him and leave and then come back? But then that's like, did they keep him for 10 months? And it's.
Yeah. But then why bring the body back? Because that's more of an opportunity to get caught.
I have no idea. It just
you
doesn't
think you'd
add
put
up.
it somewhere where it wasn't taken,
and that's why I feel like mountain lion is like maybe, and we're all being too conspiracy like, and it was a mountain lion, but that just
also
he would have screamed. Yeah, it just doesn't. It seems too simple. Something about this doesn't add up, and it like haunts me.
Yeah, that was really fascinating.
Thanks.
Weird.
I hate it, and I would rather know if it was like a mountain lion. So it's tragic, but at least it like
at least
Yeah.
I don't think it was either.
Yeah, and his family does not believe so either. They think he was abducted.
Yeah. I wonder how he died, though.
I don't know.
It's not evidence of blunt force trauma. Maybe he drowned. They wouldn't have been able to tell. Could have strangled if they're missing. Yeah, and he could have been strangled if they're missing the hyoid like bone and stuff, because they couldn't have told if it was broken or not. Or it may have been broken anyways because of the scattering of the animals.
Yeah. Well, and that's what's hard. And I think maybe police lean on that. I can't know. This is just me guessing. Yeah. Maybe they lean on. Well, I don't. You're right. Like, how do I say it? Half the evidence is missing. If half of his bones are missing, that's half the evidence. But that's why the experts were like, yeah, but mountain lions typically grab at the skull and bite. So because we have the skull, we can see. So if maybe it was a different animal, or maybe it was a mountain lion who attacks a different way. But animals are so well, they're not humans where they make a decision. They go for the kill based on their instincts. Yeah. So it's
you crush the skull. That's the kill for a mountain lion.
I don't know. It just nothing in this case adds up. It's just this boy vanished out of fucking thin air. Everything was searched, and then 10 months later, he's found. Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
No. I think it qualifies perhaps to be a missing 411.
Yeah.
Whatever that means. But anyways.
Yeah.
That was a good episode.
I think so too.
There's a new podcast out called National Parks, and I want to listen to it, but it's only available on Stitcher Premium, and I'm not paying for Stitcher Premium.
No, me neither.
But it's about like people who go missing. That was a free shout out. Did they
steal our idea?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, damn it! Did I just share that? Well, thank you guys.
Do you have a joke?
Oh yeah, do you have a joke?
I do. It's plastic surgery used to be. It's not really a joke. Plastic surgery used to be like such a taboo subject.
Yeah.
But now when you talk about Botox, no one raises an eyebrow.
Not at all. You know what I say? Bangs are cheaper than Botox. Got a wrinkly forehead? Get some bangs. It's a lot cheaper.
When I had bangs, for like years, I never waxed my eyebrows. Let my bangs cover them up.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Well, mine, I can't say it's not a joke because it's a knock-knock joke. But you can't be like, I'm not home or whatever you do to fuck people's knock-knock jokes up. I'm like, please participate.
Why do you assume?
Because one time you did that. Knock-knock.
I had that coming. Who's there? Haiku.
Sure. Hiking and camping. We can pack our bags and go to the vast unknown. I wrote that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, what a nice haiku. Haiku.
Haiku. Sure. I'll give a haiku about hiking. The end.
Cute.
Yeah. Well, that's all we have, folks.
Yeah. As we said in the beginning, go re-listen to the Egypt. We didn't say that, but go re-listen and then tune in for the special release.
Yep.
Like Sarah said, we don't know when it'll be, but
it's in the works. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you. Just thank you.
Yeah. We love you.
Yeah.
Our merch will be available soon. The best place to get up-to-date information is our Instagram page at LuminolPod. That's where we share everything that's going on. We also have a YouTube channel where we essentially only post our episodes there. But we have that. We have a Twitter at LuminolPod. You can join us at our Patreon. It's patreon.com/LuminolPod. And we have exclusive episodes there. We give out stickers and cards and have exclusive conversations. It's really fun. So definitely check that out. And lastly, please don't forget to leave a review if you like the show. The reviews are important, but they're more so important for our visibility. The more reviews we have, the more people get to learn about the show.
Right. We have like at least a couple thousand of you listening right now.
Yeah.
We don't have a couple thousand reviews. So
no.
Some of you are not doing your part.
Yeah, it's actually the majority of you are not.
What the fuck, guys?
Yeah. So please leave us a review if you have a second. You can literally just write, I like it. That's fine. That's fine with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like that.
We like that. You like it. We all like it. Ice cream for ice cream. That's all we have for you.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Illuminati.
Bye, kids.